Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you so much for joining us here at the Mama Rose Show. I, of course, am Stephen S. Miller, cabaret star, and I'm being joined by the fabulous Aaron Latta-Morissette, who is a actor, model, writer, among other things. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. I love that my credentials are being read as you say them.
Well, you do so many wonderful things,
Yeah,
I've
I
got
gotta
to
make
take
sure I got all
notes.
three of his titles down.
So recently, you've been seen in the film Doesn't Fall Far, directed by the fabulous Joshua Michael Payne at the Festival of Cinema NYC, in which you co starred with Academy Award and three-time Golden Globe nominee Eric Roberts. What was it like to work on this film and work with these wonderful people?
Well, as you can imagine, when I got the call that we had hired him, it was unbelievable to me because I've been watching him my entire life. I've seen him in a ton of the film and television work he'd done. So when they said that we on set together, I was like really nervous. This is someone who I look up to a lot. So on the aspect of talking about like the way into the character a bit, I knew this was someone who was afraid of their parents, who was afraid of uh, their own identity and not being self-assured. And so my way into that, from a jumping point at least, was I am afraid to be on set with this incredible actor who I look up to so much. And then having gotten to set, I'm very eager and conversational, but I didn't want to bother him. But we were sitting at the table for a number of scenes, and I was just kind of across from him, and he is an open book. So every question I wanted to ask, he just brought up the answer basically by himself. So the set experience is amazing. He was very supportive. He taught me a lot and wasn't afraid to call me out, and that was really helpful. And then as far as the character goes, it's funny because one of the largest parts that I was interested in was diving into who is the persona that someone who feels stifled in life would create when going to be an escort, if that's my after hours job. And it's funny because so little of that made it into the film, just because it's like a shorter scene when they go and meet each other. But that was the majority of my prep, was like making this free bird kind of personality. So it was an amazing experience doing the preparation for it. I would do it tomorrow if they said let's do it again.
Oh, I love it. And you've had such a wonderful journey with this film and throughout your career. I mean, the titles that you have are fabulous. Now, could you tell our viewers how your journey into this career happened?
Lucky for me, I have very supportive moms. And when I got home one day after dissecting a pig in science class, which was my main, yeah, exactly. I wanted to be a doctor until that day. And then eighth grade, we did that, and I was like, not happening. And she just kind of talked to me like, well, what do you actually want to do as opposed to what you think you should do? And it kind of just came out naturally. Well, I'd want to make movies, but you can't actually do that. So I know I can't. And I really didn't expect this, but she was like, well, why can't you? And I was like, well, because no one ever makes it. And she's like, look up any of the actors you love. They made it. And so that kind of led to her driving me 2 to 3 hours on the weekends to get a manager, to do auditions, to do classes, and like we stayed in the car together for far too long for her driving me to different states, different areas, different audition rooms, and she really took care of me. And then that led into me going to New York for acting school, and then kind of taking the reins of my career myself as an 18-year-old, which is nothing, but still being there by myself, going to auditions myself, finding work, and just practicing, always practicing. Still am.
Oh, absolutely. And look at you now on the screen with Eric Roberts. I mean, how
Yeah.
fabulous is this? But on top of this, you work with the fabulous acting coach Matthew James Thomas, who's known for his work on stage in Pippin, Spider-Man, among others. What is the most important thing that you've learned in your career and working with him?
It's funny. I love this question so much when I saw it because I think about it all the time. I wouldn't be the person or the actor or the artist that I am if it weren't for him. He kind of has a running joke that's not really a joke about if you were to write an acting book, it'd be called It Depends, because the answer to everything, which, like I said, I'm nothing but a question asker, and I'm constantly like, what about this? What about this? What about this? And I always have been. And he's like, it depends. And that's not a cop out. It's just, it's freeing in a way. There's no definitive there. Everything depends. But the one constant he was able to hone in with me, which was, I think, life altering and really a huge shift in my mentality as a person, which is just, we have to, I can say I have to figure out who I am. And every day I have to, if we have a mirror inside of ourselves that reflects who we are, clean that mirror as often as we can, because if I'm not clear on who I am outside of like the preconceived like stories or the narratives that we tend to create and coronavirus can successfully delete, if we move outside of that, who are you? Because that's going to be the voice that you bring into everything we do. And when you get on set and there's a way for me to align with Garrett, for example, and Doesn't Fall Far, I think that might be why the performance is better than most of the other stuff I did, is because like I was able to be clear on what I wanted to say during it.
Oh, I love it. Now, a big question that ties into this is, who has inspired you the most in your career?
I mean, honestly, Matthew is probably number one. I really wouldn't be where I am or who I am if it weren't for him, and he challenges me and supports me every single day. In addition to that, though, I mean, Bo Burnham, the musical comic, he is a huge part of my life and a big shaper of my comedy. Judd Apatow in that way too. I think his narrative for storytelling is perfection. And Michael Stuhlbarg as an actor is just someone who does not need to be the center of attention, but is the best person you can find.
Oh, that's fabulous. Thank you. You have had a fabulous career, as I keep saying in this interview. What do you have coming up that our viewers and myself can look forward to? I know everything's on standstill at the moment,
Yeah.
but there has to be something.
I mean, I don't want to lie. I'll be honest. Like, not a whole lot in the realm of stuff coming out, just because a lot of the things, the projects that I had to look forward to pre-corona have kind of all found their own roadblocks along the way, which is understandable. But so as to say, this is coming out, unfortunately, nothing. But hopefully, I'll be surprised and something that I did last year will suddenly come out again. But for the most part, it's been self-produced work. I've been writing a lot of scripts, which I've been doing for a number of years. So diving into my own storytelling and trying to get projects of my own off the ground is a new exciting venture that is very daunting, but hopefully will be the next chapter after things, I don't want to say go back to normal, but whenever the snowball starts rolling again for stuff to get made.
Oh, absolutely. And whatever normal is, us as,
Exactly,
artists,
exactly.
we're going to thrive and succeed, Now, where can our viewers follow your fabulous journey?
Well, I am trying to use social media less just because the social dilemma blew my mind, but I love Instagram. Don't laugh at my name. It is at Latta, like my last name, Latta _ tat, TAT _ tat. So Latta Tat Tat, which was the culmination of a kid in 8th grade calling me that in the hallway one time. And I was like, I'm gonna make that my Instagram name. And it has not changed yet. Latta Tat Tat.
Oh, I love it. Now, I want to thank you so much for joining us here at the show. It has been such a joy and a pleasure and an honor to meet such a fabulous person.
Right back at you. You made a very warm environment, so thank you.
Oh, thank you. Well, until next time, keep an eye out for this guy. He is fabulous. And see the film. Loved it. But until next time, have a fabulous day.